Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez broke down a pretty, I guess you could say, horrifying morning ritual that's been forced upon her. This is what she tweeted, check this out. I've had mornings where I wake up and the first thing I do with my coffee is review photos of the men, it's always men, who want to kill me. Now this was in response to a minor league baseball team that actually depicted her as an enemy of freedom during a Memorial Day tribute at a game. Take a look at the video shown at a Fresno Grizzlies game.
As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it.
So I'm just going to jump in for 1 second there. Of course, some commentators found that seriously offensive, including Donald Trump, who said, "I can't believe they put Kim Jong-un in there." He's like, "I'm in love with that guy." Why would he be an enemy of the people? AOC, I understand, but Kim Jong-un, as far as I know, he's only got 13 concentration camps. All right.
Everybody's laughing,
cracking up because it seems plausible. So just so you know, AOC actually doesn't even get to see all the death threats, just the ones deemed particularly troubling. In another tweet, she pointed that out and also saying, it happens whenever Fox gets particularly aggressive and hateful too. Young interns have to constantly hear hateful messages far beyond disagreement from people we don't even rep. And for the record, the Fresno Grizzlies have apologized, putting out this statement in part saying we're embarrassed we allowed this video to play without seeing it in its entirety first. We unconditionally apologize to Rep. Ocasio-Cortez in addition to our fans, community, and those we hurt. It was a mistake and we will ensure that nothing like it ever happens again.
So that's a solid apology. Yeah. And somebody should have checked that video, obviously. And of course it was some sort of hateful right winger that did the video. But look, I don't think that the media understands the death threats that we on the left get nonstop. So you look at any of our videos, you'll see death threats galore from the right wing. And so, but like if it happens to a right winger, the whole media goes nuts, and oh my God, Antifa this or that, and they'll blame people that didn't even do it. They go nuts over black people chanted the wrong things at a protest, right? That's what they'll get upset about. And Ocasio-Cortez, this is not an exaggeration, it's not a joke. Security gives her the faces of the guys who have had significant death threats against her. They don't bother with all the other stuff, that the hateful messages that went to her, because it only has to rise to a significant level before they give it to her. So this is what we on the left deal with every single day. And it's because the right wing weaponizes their followers. They know some percentage of their followers are lunatics. And so they think, here's some fodder. Oh, AOC's evil, like Kim Jong-un and Fidel Castro. Again, they're gonna have to change that. Maybe they'll put in Maduro or something, right? And so, hey, for all of you who are crazy, these are the people to target. And it works. They did it to Ilhan Omar. It works every time. And so, but there's no brakes in their car. And so I don't know if anything's ever gonna be done about it.
It's funny. They call the left snowflakes, right? We're supposed to be so sensitive about everything. They're so sensitive. But here, you disagree with what somebody believes and you wanna issue death threats. Like, who's the real snowflake? Like, who's the real, are you that frail that you have to resort to telling someone that you wanna take their life, attempting to take their life because you disagree with what they believe in? And when you think about it, think about the shootings that have happened recently. How many of those shootings have been from people on the left? How many? You know what I mean? So when you hear this, and listen, I get it on a small scale. I can't even imagine what it is, but I will tell you this: if you think that your intimidation tactics are gonna shut the people who are actually speaking on behalf of the people and have had it, you're wrong. Nobody's scared of that anymore. Yeah. You can't walk around in fear.
So I'll give the answer that right now every right winger is screaming, oh, Steve Scalise got shot by a left winger. Okay, so the exception proves the rule. So you got one, literally one, right? The synagogue shooting, right winger in Pittsburgh. The synagogue shooting in San Diego, right winger. The yoga shooting in Florida, right winger. Every single other shooting that is linked to politics, right winger.
Right.
In fact, Anti-Defamation League said before all the shootings in 2019 and all the massacres in 2019, in 2018, every single domestic terrorist attack that killed someone in 2018 was by a right winger. So that's the reality, but you guys scream at the press, the right wing does, and the press bows their head and goes, we will call it even. It isn't even. So look, then they'll say, hey, but Cenk, you get animated and you say bad things about Republicans, go, goddamn right I do, okay? So now here's the difference for those people who actually think. We tell you every time it's about politics and we believe in nonviolence. If you don't believe in nonviolence, you're not us, you're just not a progressive. So that's, so when we got arrested for Democracy Spring because we're protesting money in politics, we did it in a organized, nonviolent way because that is what the movement that we come from. The civil rights movement was born out of nonviolence. And so by definition, we preach every day about nonviolence. Whereas the right wing, you have the very leader of it, Donald Trump, saying, I want you to assault people at my rallies. If anyone protests me, I want you to assault them and I'll pay your legal bills. That's right. And he brags about a Montana congressman who assaulted a reporter and threw him on the ground viciously and says, that's my guy, I like that kind of violence. So one side celebrates violence over and over again, and guess what? They get violence over and over and over again. The other side says, under no circumstances should you do violence. So, and then what does the media do? As usual, it looks even, it looks even. So media, you are part of the problem. Oh, yeah. See, but unlike the Donald Trump and the Republicans, we don't call you enemy of the people because that's dangerous. But what we do is a real critique of what you do. And guess what bothers them more? I'll tell you right now, it happened with Maggie Haberman just last night. She went on TV, she's bothered because the left wing critiqued her on Twitter. Like she never speaks out against Trump. Like she does good reporting from time to time and getting inside sources, etc. I'm not getting on her for the reporting, but she'll never come out and say Trump is bad. And I'm not saying she has to, but she will turn around and go, the left wing, because they have nothing but disdain for us. And so I'm tired of it. We're all up to here with it. And so when the left wing explodes in frustration, and again, it won't be violence. It'll be masses of crowds showing up or whatever form that it takes. You know what'll happen? The media will be like shocked and chagrined. They're like, how could you? You left-wing rabble. Okay, that's it. It's not even anymore. The left wing's worse. I mean, that's how they are. They're incredibly biased against us, and they don't even see it.
And you know what's funny? For Maggie Haberman, a lot of Republicans criticized that story that she did. They were criticizing her. She didn't cry about them.
Oh, they criticize her stories all the time. And we see that, we're fair about that, right? But they're not allowed to complain about right wing. They're not allowed to complain about it. But if the left wing does it, somebody, come on, let's go hit them. Let's go on TV. Let me go on TV and spit on the left wing. Oh, you see, they call me liberal. What liberal? What liberal? What are you talking about? So cover it as it is. In this case, the only reason you're even hearing about it is because Ocasio-Cortez is brave enough to come forward and call it what it is.
And let's not just talk about the fact that this is about this toxic masculinity that we keep talking about it, because she did specify, and they're always men who really have a problem with women speaking up. Because if you're such a bad guy, you're such a tough guy, go to Chicago. Go to Chicago, go to the hood in Chicago and exercise all that animosity you have towards this young woman. I bet you won't do that.
Yeah, in fact, the shooter in Charleston that went into the black church and shot everybody.
That was praying.
Yeah, he said, I didn't want to go and actually take on guys that I was scared of. So I went into a church where there were innocent people. I mean, he wrote it in his manifesto. By the way, another right winger. So, but when it's a right winger, they don't want to call them right wingers. So call it by its name. I hear the right wing saying that all the time when it comes to Muslims. Hey, you gotta say it by its name. You gotta say it by its name. Okay, great, no problem, you got a deal. It's the right wing that constantly does domestic terrorism in America. Are you happy? I just said it. Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for more exclusive content
Join now at tyt.com/join.